Yeah.
Fucking knackered.
Yeah, this is gonna be a slow. Honestly, you probably just skip this episode. Go on to the next one.
Yeah, just wait till next.
Yeah,
the week after.
there will be better episodes than this.
This is all just about the consistency, really.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
According to my phone calendar, it's my birthday today, but that's not
Today?
true. Apparently. Damn.
Good.
Yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. Oh yeah, you guys, because this will release on Saturday, won't it?
Yeah.
So it's currently my birthday today when you are watching this, so I expect the comments to be filled with birthday messages and PayPal links, you know, like send me money please.
Should I turn the brightness down?
Maybe, like, I don't care.
It's getting to the point now, not necessarily the podcast, but like, just especially with school, well, I'm literally just like
Waiting for the end.
I'm just getting through everything. I'm not that. I don't want to say I'm not that bothered, but it is.
I'm not arsed.
Yeah.
Like, I've already come to terms that I'm probably gonna fail my A levels. You know, at this point, it's just like seeing what happens, rolling with the punches.
I find especially with like I found with like going out Parklife on the weekend, I need to learn to balance going out and like, you know, when I'm going out and getting absolutely shit faced,
Yeah.
as well as my actual like routine and habits, because they go out the fucking window.
Yeah.
They go really out the window as soon as I start going out. Even one day it's just bump. Like everything's about momentum, and once like you get that little bump, you really got to be conscious about getting that momentum back, because once you got the momentum, everything's easy. Everything just sort of flows and you can stay in the motion. But once you get that little knock, that little bump in the road, it does get a bit like, oh. And it's the exact same with negative momentum. Negative things happen easier as negative momentum builds up.
Yeah.
But like, I feel sorry for Miles because like I haven't done any of the posts this week. But I think I've done 2, I think 3,
Mm-hmm.
but I only posted them on the YouTube. So I didn't actually post them on the socials. So I kind of like, sorry Miles if you're listening, bro, because I didn't do any of the posts. I'll try and get one done tonight. But as well, like, balance in life. You know, it's summer now, isn't it? Like I want to go and fucking live summer.
That's the thing. I think the whole like getting the momentum back after you have that blip it's important, but it is also okay if you have that blip. You shouldn't be beating yourself up just because you went and hung out with the boys one day and you weren't able to do as much revision.
Yeah,
like,
I do that to myself all the fucking time.
Yeah, there is the idea of balance is important, but it means that you have to have both, because I think they're both as important as each other.
So when we talk about like the pendulums, man, getting everything into shape.
Fucking pendulum.
But the thing is like, for that to be in balance, I feel like the actual amount of going out, say you really are focused on your mission, your goal or whatever, the amount of you going out, that for that to be balanced is literally like once every like month or 2, like max.
Nah.
Once it gets to more than that, obviously it depends on your goal. If your goal is to
party,
become a
have
bum,
as much fun as you
become a
possibly
bum,
can,
then yeah, sure, but like,
but going out more than twice a month doesn't make you a bum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but it's like you're getting that negative momentum again, isn't it? Like you're going to be much more negatively impacted, say, even if you went out one day less.
What if I did all my shit, then went out?
Yeah, but it's the next day. It's always the next fucking day. It's always the next day when you wake up and you feel tired, you're not as productive, you feel maybe a little bit hungover, maybe on the come down a little bit, depending on what you've done. Yeah, it's always the next day.
What if you still haven't come down yet? So you've got all that energy to go and do all the shit you need to do. You'd probably get through the most shit you've ever done in a day.
Yeah, true. But the thing is, you're going to have to come down eventually. You can't just...
Not if you just keep taking
it. You can't just keep taking fucking like
and
Adderall or whatever.
You know. Maybe you should get addicted to Adderall so you can start pumping out content faster.
Honestly, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if some people have literally done that.
Yeah, 100%. Like I reckon taking Adderall would be sick. You know what I mean? Like I'd probably get so much done.
Like especially with like the machine of content creation, and like everyone's like obsessed about that algorithm and constantly just pumping the algorithm with fucking videos and shit. Like when people do like what I think I remember Logan Paul used talked about on a podcast how it really affected his mental health doing one vlog a day, doing like a 15-minute vlog every single day. Like I couldn't do that because one, my life isn't really that interesting.
Yeah.
Like when it's a lot easier when you live in like, you know, there's like content houses where everyone's just taking the piss out of each other and you know, swarming, getting loads of content off each other because that's what they're there for, isn't it? They're not actual friends. They just want views of each other, don't they?
Yeah.
That's why people click. That must fuck with you because you've got to be constantly like, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, and then like taking the piss. I want to relax a lot of the time. I want to go and like just chill in a random field, go and read a book in a field. It's sound.
You know those memes that was like class clown in school and then class clown when he gets home.
Literally, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with that machine. Like we're not machines at the end of the day. I think I'm definitely trying to realize that. Yeah. I'm a Greek god, not a machine. Trying to realize that, cause especially with my productivity, I'm always like, more. And whilst that's good,
it's dangerous.
Yeah, there's definitely the toxic productivity. Especially, there's also that sort of phase of self-improvement where you learn about all these new habits, these self-improvement habits of meditation, gratitude journaling, going to the gym, being more social. You learn about them, and when you first get on it, you're like, and you start to do it. It's like a week or two in, and you start to feel great. You're like, yeah, this is sick. But then you lose that consistency. It's natural to fall off a little bit in that journey. Eventually, you will like nail in those habits, and it will become a habit and stick. But for the first like few months on self-improvement, you will go through like a depression stage where, because you're conscious about these habits and you're sort of slowly getting off of these bad habits, you will naturally relapse. You have that depression of knowing that, oh, I'm not doing these good habits when I should be doing them. Whereas even before, you didn't know they have the good habits, so you weren't aware of them. So they didn't bring you down that you weren't doing them. But because you've been aware of them, then you become down.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to learn, of not like beating myself up and still having high expectations, because it's good to have high expectations of yourself. You need to, if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to have high expectations, because at the end of the day, you're the only one who's going to keep you accountable for them. But also like I'm not a fucking 24/7 robot who can just hammer shit out. As nice as that would be able to just like absolutely focus in on anything and everything and just fucking go for it. You're not, at the end of the day. And especially on social media, it does seem a lot of people are portrayed that way, in that they can just fucking hammer shit out.
Yeah, because all you see is, I suppose, like what they want you to see, which is the difficulty with social media is you'll always see people at their best. And even when they're pretending to not be at that best, you know, they just woke up.
Yeah.
Like when they woke up half an hour early to do their makeup, get the ring lights going, all that shit. Do you think that, like, you're just talking about like robots and shit like that? Do you think we'll ever be like properly replaced by robots and AI and shit?
Possibly. There is the sort of Terminator worry,
Skynet and shit,
of like, oh, they just eliminate us all. They become so smart, and they they can take us all out.
Yeah.
But what was interesting, Mo Gaudat, the same guy, he talked about AI because he's worked a lot on it, and he said that it will never get to that. He said that AI will reach like ultimate intelligence where they literally know, because they can reproduce.
Scary.
Which is crazy to think about. Like fucking like this computer thing can reproduce, and they can reproduce way faster than us. We can like once every 9 months, whatever, or maybe 2.
Wait, was every 2 months?
Like a twin.
Oh, 2 every 9 months.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, God! If you're pumping 2 twins out every 9 months, jeez.
But they can obviously do like millions in fractions of seconds.
That's awful.
Which is impossible to comprehend. But yeah, they will reach like ultimate intelligence, and it would get to a point where they realize that, oh, we don't actually need to. They're so smart. They wouldn't think we need to kill these people. They would think that what do you say? It was like more is better. Like more life is better. And obviously because they're so smart, they'll be able to think of things that we would never be able to comprehend. So all these problems that we have now, they probably just fix them like that. And he said it would be like a utopia in where they can literally make our lives so much better, because we live in a sort of harmony sort of symbiotic thing. Because they were so smart, they would think we don't need to kill them. It's not like in Terminator where it was like we need to eliminate them, like they've treated us like shit or whatever. You know, you see the Boston Dynamics lab or whatever, where they're making these like test robots and they're just like pushing it about and shit. Like you think to yourself, damn, this is like villain origin story, you know?
Literally.
When they reach consciousness and think, fuck this, and get up and smack them. But like listening to Mo talk about it was very calming and unnerving in that, you know,
right.
It's not going to be Terminator.
That's the thing. He's like worked on it or whatever and done like studies and that shit. But I've seen iRobot with Will Smith, so it's like who actually knows more about the subject?
Yeah.
I see. It just sounds too good to be true, you know. Like that whole sort of don't worry, man. This is not harmful at all. But we're not going to tell you any of the research we do on it, and we're going to keep it all behind closed doors until they've reproduced 8 billion in like a minute.
It's not like they're keeping. Well, they will keep shit behind closed doors, but like he was very open about it. If you listen to his podcast, listen to it. I can't recommend it. I'll keep recommending it because it's really good. But I saw a clip of Elon Musk talking the other day, and he was saying about how some guy was interviewing him. And it was like he asked, how easy would it be if like, if AI just could intelligently by themselves create a swarm of drones and just like go and attack someone? And he's like, yeah, you can do it now. Yeah. And he literally explained how to do it. He said, yeah, it costs about like a few quid. All you need to do is like get some iPhones or whatever, and there's like a chip in it or whatever, like the Face ID chip, and you put it on a drone, and you can literally just swarm people. You can do that now.
You see what I mean? Like, there's no good outcome from this because it's not. It's obviously it'd be sick to be like, live in the utopia, the futuristic sort of humans and robots in complete harmony. But not everyone's sound. You know what I mean? Like, if everyone was sound, we wouldn't be having wars and shit like that. There are so many people who aren't sound that ruins it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Those people are ignorant. They haven't reached that ultimate intelligence.
But yeah, but they can't all like just go look at a Hamza video. Like, you're gonna send Putin a Hamza video, and he's gonna be like, you know what? Sorry guys, my bad.
They're gonna know all about that because it's that we can't understand this ultimate intelligence, but they literally know everything.
Yeah, of course not.
They know everything that is to know about everything because they are so smart. There's so many of them. They just.
But then what are they going to do when Putin's like, well, I don't like that you know more than me?
Well, they can literally just shush.
Yeah, and then you've got the issue of robot censorship. And now you've got another dickhead on the other side who's like, well, I want to post alt-right shit on my Twitter account, Elon Musk said I could. And then the robot's like, well, actually... And they get Ultron.
Yeah, no, I get that. He'll explain it better than me.
I reckon I could out-debate Mo Gadot on anything he said.
It is scary, though. It definitely is something to think about. Like, pretty cool to have, like, a robot butler, though.
See, that's what I mean. It's the idea of robot butler. Robots that do things for us. We're not, like... bro, it's always about valuing life lesser than ours. Like if you see a bug and instead of like opening the window and like thinking it out, it's a bam, kill it. Because it's smaller than us, it's deemed less intelligent, and so its life has less value. So when these fucking ultra conscious beings of like, zeros and ones decide, actually, what do you actually bring to the table? We've then created something to enslave us.
Well, it's that ultimate consciousness. They know everything. They know it's not worth it.
What if it is? What if one of them is like, well, yeah, I know everything, but I don't want to get up and get this. If they have like a physical body, it's like, well, why shouldn't I get a human to do it for me?
Because if we've got a robot, they can program a robot.
See, but then there's the thing. It's like this robot is not. Lad, it's the cycle of always wanting the comfort and always wanting someone to do our dirty work for us. And I think that's a common trend. Like, you see it in you see it in bees and shit. You got the queen who then births out hundreds of like hive, just little
hive minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do her work for her,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
come back and bring in shit for her. There's always a smaller fish.
Well, this is why it's always good to have a backup plan. That's why every morning I
Offers.
say thank you to my Google Home. I do actually. I do go, like I ask what time it is and I go thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Sometimes it says like you're welcome, and then I'm like
Yeah.
turning you off.
It is always good to sort of say please and thank you
To
It's like-
robots in case the uprising comes.
to anyone. Like I'll say
Yeah.
I'll say please and thank you to Rich, which is always something like it's just manners.
You don't say it to me though.
Well, I've got nothing to thank you for.
You're not wearing the t-shirt I got you for your birthday.
No, because I wore it yesterday.
Leave.
I didn't want to come in because I'm already sweating.
Those there.
Okay. Should I just carry on with my podcast? I didn't want to come. Fucking trying to touch my feet. Like.
What? Oh, just extending my feet.
It is a cool t-shirt. Thank you. I'll wear it to training tonight and take it off immediately as soon as I walk in the doors.
Yeah, you're gonna wear a t-shirt to MMA saying the choke dealer,
And then get choked out.
Yeah, you're just gonna get choked out
immediately.
straight away.
Yeah.
And he's gonna walk up to you and just armbar, chokehold or whatever, and just tap you out.
Choke.
I know there were two different things. Don't laugh at me, please.
Uh-huh. Do you want to cut that bit out?
What Reddit questions we got today?
Are
Yanik?
we already at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, hang on. Lad, my head is... I'm cloudy in the brain.
Insane in the membrane.
Right, hang on. See what, good ones I've got.
Mhm.
See, even this, it's like I'm picking people's pain for content.
It's alright.
And it's like...
Who's asked? They put it on the fucking internet.
Yeah, I suppose, but it's
Free
the sort
game.
of... there is always... Like, everyone always talks, there's always a bigger fish, but no one talks about the smaller fish. No one talks about, like, in this case, user Guerzo or whatever is my smaller fish. I'm using him. And...
Sounds lad.
I was looking for a suitcase my wife wanted to give my daughter and I couldn't find it. Think it could have been put away in my son 15 male closet. I went to look for it. Don't know why you need to specify the male after saying his
Context,
son.
maybe?
Yeah. I found 5 bottles full to the brim with orange/yellow liquid, Coke bottles and 8-ounce water bottles. I was trying to figure out what it could be. The thought of alcohol crossed my mind briefly, but you couldn't pay this kid $100 to take a single sip of beer. Fucking pussy. I opened the bottle and smelled piss. Bottles full of piss in my kid's closet. I come downstairs and couldn't even find anything to say other than what the fuck.
Why is he pissing in a bottle?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
There's no explanation to why he's pissed in all these bottles.
No, he's been pissing in bottles and not throwing them away.
What is the purpose of that?
I don't know, but I suppose it's like, what's the purpose of putting a My Little Pony figure in a jar and then doing your business over it, like letting it pile up? You know,
No,
what I
that's
mean?
different. That's more fucked up.
Oh, okay. But it's like,
what do you think I was gonna say?
I am not entirely sure. I just had a little smile, like.
Yeah, we all do that. Though. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, isn't it? Yeah, pissing in the bottle. I can't think of any explanation for why you would do that. What realistically would you do with it? Like, it's not like a time capsule where you're gonna go bury in your garden.
Oh, God.
60 years later, uncover it and look at some currency from like 60 years
old
ago.
Memories.
Never mind, like piss from 60 years ago in a plastic bottle. Maybe, I don't know, ferment the.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's funny. It's very funny to laugh at the idea that this 15-year-old kid.
What do? You went to a girl's house and then you just see in the corner like it's like 10.
Yeah.
Just like 10 bottles of piss.
At first I'd be impressed because the way girls piss is like, there's no aiming, is there?
Get like a funnel.
The piss funnel. God.
The piss funnel.
I feel like you'd have to have a conversation with, and then leave.
Yeah. with the ball.
Right, yeah, this is really fucked up that you do this.
I'm gonna take these away, put them in the bin.
God, imagine you'd have to like tell her parents or something.
Yeah. Surely your parents would know if you just got like a stack of bottles of piss.
No, you know how
on the side of a room.
Oh, you get those like people put Monster cans and shit on the shelves.
No.
Have you ever seen them before?
No.
Oh, like it's like you see like frat houses. They get like cans of beer and they put them on their shelves and stuff. It's just bottles of piss on the shelf.
Opened, no cap on. Fucking piss bottle air freshener. That must be rancid walking into that, because it would be like a wall.
A thick wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just hits you. But then imagine how like fucked up your nose must be to be nose blind to that. Because eventually your nose is going to filter it out.
Yeah.
Your brain's just going to forget about it. You're going to stink of piss.
Oh god, that's probably one of the worst things. Like, it's a hot day, you smell kind of sweaty. It's like whatever.
If it is a hot day, yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna make it worse, isn't it?
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking, I feel like smelling like piss is one of the worst things you can smell like. Imagine if I was like, we were at a party and I was like, Louis, you smell like piss. Like,
I'd just leave.
Yeah.
I'd just get out before I spend any more time there.
Yeah.
I was on the train home yesterday, and it was just stank of piss.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Public transport always smells like piss.
Who pisses on the train?
Unless
it's in a fucking toilet, obviously. Like the seats are sat down and I smell of piss.
Maybe you pissed yourself and you just didn't know.
Fucking at Parklife, bro. I got VIP tickets. I thought, because VIP toilets, right? They're gonna be cleaner. They were not cleaner.
No.
Someone shit on the fucking floor of one of the portaloos. Bro, I walked in there and it was just.
Bro, fucking the amount of times in festivals I've walked into a porta potty and immediately turned around and left. Like, there are some you just like, okay, I cannot deal with this.
They had like walls like around the festival, and they were literally like, because obviously the toilets were just like everyone was going for them. People were just pissing on the wall.
Yeah.
They just stand there on zip and.
Oh, bro, when people piss in bottles and they throw it over the crowd, oh my fucking, you're a piece of shit if you do that.
That's horrible.
That's
gross.
It's
gross
disgusting. Like, it's when even like, it's not obviously as gross when people throw their beer and shit, but it's like you've just spent £8 for Foster's in a bottle or in like a little plastic cup that you're now gonna waste. I've never understood that. Festival prices are so ridiculous and people just throw it.
I spent like almost £200 at Parklife,
and you were there for 2 days. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm winging it in terms of like me traveling. I've got 3 more festivals and a country to travel. I don't know how I'm going to afford it. Like, I actually don't know.
Well, you do now get paid £13 an hour, so I reckon that might come in handy.
Yeah, I just do a few more shifts.
Have you, like, does your dad know that you're going to be taking that time off?
Yeah.
Right.
He does sound about it.
Lucky. Fucking hell. £13 an hour.
I am Parklife as well. I don't know if I told you this.
Probably
Sorry,
not. You never tell me anything.
Me and Joey were at Purple Disco Machine. Do you know Purple Disco?
Nope.
Oh, he's really good. He's really groovy.
Pretty groovy. Yeah, whoa.
That's just the best way I can describe it. Like, if you want to dance, you gotta go see Purple Disco.
Purple Disco.
And there was some Asian guy.
Wow. Okay. I see where you are. Why is it important that he was Asian?
I'm just giving description.
Why?
Context. No, because it's context for the story.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's actually fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
It's fucked up that he's Asian. Sorry, I'll let you go. Racist motherfucker.
And he also some sort of disability.
Fucking hell.
And we were at Purple Disco, me and Joe were dancing, and he was next to us, and he was vibing too.
Yeah.
And like, bless him, he was just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And we started dancing as well. And these 2 girls behind him, as he was dancing, started going, "Go on, Jackie Chan! Go on!" And me and Joey looked at each other like, right?
Fucking hell.
And he was just kind of like, carried on dancing. I was just like, what?
Fucked up. God. Fuck women, bro.
I was like, what? Shit. Oh, shit.
Nice one.
So yeah, that was fun story at Parklife.
So bad.
Parklife was good and bad. It was depending on like, I suppose it's with like any festivals really.
Yeah.
It depends on who you went to see, and also who you're with and the crowd.
Yeah.
So I went to see some people who I thought would be good, and they were alright, but the crowd was just dead. The people were just standing there, and you're like, I'm trying to dance. People are just like,
Yeah, it's like what sort of time? Because the timing that people are on also like changes it massively.
it didn't matter. Like it just, like the time didn't necessarily matter. It was just, are people there to get on it? Are people in the mood to get dancing and whatnot?
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. At fucking 9 a.m. on the come down, people aren't gonna be.
Yeah, it wasn't 9 a.m. I got there like 1 or 2 ish.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, people are fucking boring.
Yeah. Like we went to this small tent. It was called the Jägermeister tent. And it was honestly, it was better than like the big stages because it was so small. It was probably about the size of this room.
Really?
Yeah. So the atmosphere was so much better because it was like a tent as well, and everywhere else was open, and so it was just the vibe and the atmosphere was so much better because everyone was like together and everyone was there to bounce and everyone was getting like bouncing off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas some stages, even if it was packed there, some people literally just didn't like dance, and it was. I said to Sam, I was like, I haven't paid almost 200 fucking quid to come here and stand about and do fuck all.
Yeah.
I've come here to have a good time. Some people just like wanted to go and like get off their face. Just if you want to get off your face, that's you do you like have a good time. But some people just standing there and off their face. It's like at least get off your face and dance.
Yeah, you know.
It's more fun.
Everyone's in a fucking K-hole or some shit.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really good at the Jägermeister tent. If you went to Parklife and you didn't go to the Jägermeister tent, you missed out.
Who was your favorite act that you saw?
It was either this is a small like group of DJs called Girls Don't Sing.
Okay.
They were like in the Jägermeister tent they were, and the energy, it was so good. It was just going off. Even like the bar staff were dancing.
That's cool.
Everyone was going for it. It was sick, and the energy. There was some guy like dancing, doing splits and shit on stage. And then there was also the last act, Folmore. I didn't go to see Tyler.
Idiot.
Folmore, he's a French DJ. He's so good. If we were just dancing, it was so good. I went off on my own on Sunday and it was sound.
Yeah, fair.
But when we went to see 50, you literally couldn't see. I couldn't see him on stage.
Really?
I could only see him on the screen because there was so many people. Once it got to about 5 o'clock, it was just like a switch flipped, and it went from like you could see everywhere, and then just a sea of people. You had to like push through people to get wherever you wanted to go. I think they must have oversold so many tickets.
Yeah.
There was too many people there, and at 50, like especially if we were quite fortunate that people didn't get up on shoulders, because I think it was Sam said to me that when they were at 50, people in front of them just got on their shoulders, and they couldn't even see.
Yeah, that's annoying.
But overall, it was a good weekend.
How would you rate it out of 10?
7.
Fair, decent.
It was decent. Yeah.
Fair. Should we move on to the next Reddit one?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, this one's heavy.
I like these Reddit questions. I do like these.
This is kind of a long one.
Okay.
So today I fucked up by cleaning my son's 13 male bedroom and finding my girlfriend's 31 female dirty underwear. So let me start by saying she's not his mother. I tell my son to give me all his dirty laundry, mostly so I don't have to touch it, and then I can wash them for him. One day he was not home, so I went into his room and grabbed his dirty laundry, and it was a balled up towel in the corner of his closet, and I just grabbed the end of it thinking it was just a towel. Nope. Out falls 2 of my girlfriend's recently worn / dirty underwear. I stand there coming up with crazy scenarios in my head for a second, then must have gotten caught in the towel when he was done showering, or maybe it got messed up in the clean laundry. Then the realization hits me that our laundry basket is in the bathroom where we shower. All I could say to my girlfriend was, we're about to have a weird conversation, I'm sorry. I pull out the underwear and say, I found these in blank's room, and her jaw just drops. I didn't know what to say besides, at least we know he likes you. How do you bring that up? Also, yeah, this is not as long as I thought it was. There's just updates.
They read the updates.
The decision has been made to sit him down tonight after dinner. I'm going to be short and sweet about it. Tell him that I'll love him no matter what. Tell him why it wasn't okay to violate my girlfriend's privacy. Then take the opportunity to see if he wants to talk about anything, but not force him to.
update you. Okay, so here's this update everyone is waiting for. First of all, my decision was not based off any bro code. I feel it was my job to mold the best young man. Also, to those suggesting that I should not have told my girlfriend, her privacy was invaded and it's only right she knows. If he didn't want to be embarrassed about it, he shouldn't have done it. I decided to talk to him about it when it was time to drag the trash barrels out to the street. After we each dragged the barrel and we were walking back, I said, listen, buddy, I love you no matter what, but I found what was in your bedroom in the towel. You're lucky it was me who found it and not her. It's extremely inappropriate and not okay. Do not ever invade a woman's privacy like that, especially not a girl who's never consented to you in a sexual way. Do we understand each other? He just dropped his head and said, sorry, Dad. And they dropped it and went aside. Fair? I mean, it's like, I think he handled it well.
Yeah.
That's the sort of situation where you can fly off the handle very quick and be like, you little fucking pervert, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like you should have a lot of restraint in that sort of situation, and it's a fucking awkward situation to be in. To find out you're 13, your little boy on the cusp of puberty is going through your girlfriend's like underwear.
I respect him for that. He handled that in a very good way. There's also like, what if the girlfriend cheated on him? Imagine it. Maybe if he was a little bit older, or if she was just a fucking paedophile.
If she abused a little 13-year-old boy.
I'm sure that would be a scenario that popped into his head as well.
Yeah, in like the brief second, and then it's like,
yeah.
it is my girlfriend.
Yeah. But like, what? Could you look at your son in the same way?
It'd be difficult. It would take me some time to
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah.
It's.
I think it'd definitely be awkward between the woman, his girlfriend, and
oh my god, 100%.
Like sitting down for dinner and just like.
Yeah, the eye.
That awkward silence the first few dinners that they have, or like, just times together.
Yeah, like I'm a bit of a loss for words for trying to put myself in that situation, because it is a fucked up situation to be in. I think the girlfriend and the father both showed maturity there.
Yeah,
I think, which is very important, because like you said, he was trying to mold the best young man, and I think he explained to him that it wasn't okay, explained to him that he doesn't like hate him for it or whatever, and he sort of understands, if that makes sense. And so I reckon that's a sort of a dub dad, you know what I mean? Elf son. But what would you do? What would be your, like, as realistic as possible?
Yeah.
What would you actually do?
So am I home alone, or am I with, like, is everyone in the house?
You're home alone. You're doing you're doing the laundry.
Okay.
The washing. You found it. You're like,
so I find it. I'd probably be like, what the fuck? And then I'd probably like, yeah, shock face drop.
Yeah, the slow mo drop.
I'd probably take a few minutes to, get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
Pray to the Lord Jesus Christ that the best possible outcome comes from this.
Yeah.
Not that my 13-year-old son hasn't been abused by my girlfriend or whatever.
God, yeah.
And then I'd probably ask, if say my girlfriend's or what is out, I'd probably ask her to come home as soon as possible, and then speak to her in person, not ring her.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, what's this? Like, before the son comes home, preferably. And then literally just like ask her, does she know anything about this? Like, just truthfully just tell me, and then if it is that same situation, then I'd try and do the same.
Yeah.
In as calm a way as possible, but I would probably have some bias against my son. Seeing that, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, I don't know if I could be as calm as he seems. Yeah, like, I don't, obviously, I don't like kids, so I'm biased, you know what I mean? Kids piss me off. Yeah. I think it would be definitely weird looking back at my son the next, like, couple of weeks.
Yeah. I feel like that would always be in my mind. Like, I'm having a good time with my son, we're playing about, we're wrestling, and then niggas.
Yeah, think about him,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not...
It would just be like one of those moments of, haha.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Let's see if I got any more stinkers on Reddit.
I couldn't lock him in the same way. Kick him out. But you would have to educate him of like, son, this is not an acceptable thing to do.
Yeah.
You can't be doing this.
All right, this was I reckon you'll like this one. Today I fucked up when I tried to wake my husband up by licking his balls. So I was feeling playful, and I thought a fun thing to do would be to wake him up with a bit of a stroke and a kiss down there. He lays on his side, so the easiest thing to do is give him a gentle stroke. He started stiffening, but didn't really stir. He loves me licking his balls, so I tried to give them a lick.
Fuck.
He said it wasn't a good angle. You started to stir and shift, so I sat back until he settled more on his front, but still on his side. I was clearly in quite a determined mood, and I tried to get to his balls from behind through his raised leg. As I was just trying to get in there, he let out a massive fart. Just instantly stinky, inches away from my nose. I saw it before I felt it, and I felt it before I could smell it. There was nothing I could do to save myself. So gross, wouldn't recommend. Of course, he woke up hard and wanted to get going. There was no way for him to get me back in the mood that morning. Yeah.
Play stupid games, get stupid prizes.
True. It's sort of like, you have to...
You're in the firing zone.
Yeah. It's the risk reward.
Yeah.
Go from the front next time. You know what I mean?
Lesson learned, innit? Don't fucking do that shit. That's great. Just go from...
Yeah,
that's... Would you want that's happened to you?
Would I want to get farted in the face?
No. Like, would you want to be woken up?
Oh my god, yeah, bro, 100%, bro. What? Would you not?
I would say no.
Yeah, bro. Oh my god, yeah.
Does that class as non-consensual?
Well, yeah. There's this thing. Don't know if I can talk about this on the podcast. Well, there's a thing called consensual, non-consensual, where it's like the agreement you have with your partner, where it's like, say, for example, sleeping. If you have where it's like, is it okay if I do this while you're asleep and stuff like that, and then it's like the conversation you have beforehand, because it's sort of, without having the conversation, it's like the risk of, it's either, damn, that's hot, or it's like, you're a fucking
you
creep.
just rape me.
Yeah, it's like, I suppose it's was it a husband as well, so I feel like at that point it's not just some random
yeah.
But yeah, no, like I get what you say. It's girls, like, they're kind of weird in the sense of some of the things that they're into. Like it's a very difficult thing to say, because I can't talk about it too much without it being like too personal. But what's your weirdest fantasy? Talking about being vulnerable on the podcast. What is your weirdest fantasy?
I don't know. Like sexual.
Well, yeah. Not just like, I win the lottery.
I don't know. I don't really have that many. If I do,
bullshit. Yeah, you do. Everyone has them.
I don't know if I want to disclose on the podcast.
Well, you can, and then just edit it out. You're more likely to edit out if it's your own information.
I don't know if I want to tell you.
Why? I've known you for like 6 years.
It's not long enough.
Well, I'll see mine if you tell me yours. I'm also not going to think less of you if it's like you want to be tied up.
No, I don't want to be tied up. Fuck that. No. I felt that it would give me like an inferiority complex kind of thing.
But at the same time, I feel like you're someone who likes to be in control, and I am also someone who likes to be in control. Like I get it. You might enjoy that feeling of not. You might not. It might be weird at first, but you might like it. I think until you try it, you can't say that you never would.
Yeah, I suppose. All right, I'll edit this bit out.
You're editing this out, go on.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Hot. Yeah, you don't. Why are you editing that out? That's a perfectly tame thing to say. I think you're gonna say like, yeah, I wanna, I wanna smell her underwear while I punch her in the back of the head.
No,
like,
you know.
You know, what I mean? Yeah.
I'm not like super
kinky.
Yeah, I mean, I might be. I just haven't had the chance to
true,
explore it. Have I?
True, that's
as much as
that's a
other
good
people would
point.
have. I also don't watch like fucking like fucked up porn.
Why is it fucked up?
No, I mean, like I said this before. I feel like porn gives you those like weird sort of kinks. It like sort of leads to them.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing because it's like, what just because something isn't necessarily what you like doesn't make it weird. I think
we've talked about this before.
Yeah, but we didn't really get like into detail.
We talked about fucking elf porn, and is elf porn weird?
Well, yeah, but that was like because that is like it's an art like necessarily.
That is weird. There's no art. You can't argue to me that elf porn isn't fucking.
No,
weird.
I'm not saying this thing. See, this is really fucking difficult because I can't defend this without it looking like I love elf porn. So it's like
I'm gonna get you a mug that says I love elf porn.
No, I do not love elf porn. It's like
midget porn.
Oh God!
It's so called midgets at Parklife.
I don't think you can say midget anymore. It's like small person.
Small individual.
Right. Say for example, one that's sort of like, on the kinkier side. If you say like BDSM, do you think that's weird?
No.
So why? Right. Let's come to an agreement on the things we both think are weird. I think furries are weird.
Yes.
I think people being into, like, I think people who, are attracted to smaller individuals, and like whether they are whether they are midget, like dwarves or not, like people who are like 4'2".
Yeah.
Like I think that's weird because I think you're a nonce in disguise.
A nonce?
Well, yeah, because it's like,
well, it's not. It's not technically a child. I see where you come from, like the size of a child. It's still a consenting individual, but it is because it's different, isn't it?
it's not technically a child.
No, because it's different, isn't it? Because it's like, oh yeah, you're like, because this child is gonna grow up eventually, isn't it?
What do you mean? Wait,
like
yeah.
they're gonna go to a normal height. That's like they're like stunted. That might be,
but
that sort of like thing in their head.
The thing with it is, it's like, what do you get? If you think that person is attractive by how they look, then in my head, you're like, well, you also think kids that look like that are going to be attractive then. Small, let's say dwarves. We can say dwarf because it's dwarfism, isn't it?
Okay.
So people who suffer from that and people who are the height of children, like you get people who are like 4'10" or whatever, like 5'2", like.
Okay. Oh yeah. I see what you mean.
I think that if you're like a 6 foot man and you find that attractive, then I think
you're 5'2".
Well, yeah, right. Like, hang on. So, if I stand up, the smallest height, like if stand up as well, on yourself, where's the smallest height that you think you could still, see?
Maybe there.
That's bordering the line for me. I'd like.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like right there to you is like that much distance.
Yeah.
That's like.
That's just a small person, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's fine.
When it gets like there, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's fucking weird.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. When it's like your.
Yeah.
Like there.
Then
that's sort. I guess that's sort of weird.
So we class that as weird. So now, where would you? Right. Let's put it on like the weird scale.
The spectrum.
So we've got like furries on this side, like the extreme weird. Where would you put elf porn for say?
That's past furry.
You think elf porn? Why is elf porn weirder than furry shit?
Trying to justify elf?
No, it's like I don't understand what your issue is with elf porn. Like elf porn is tame to me. You know what I mean? Like I think furry people who dress up like animals and fuck is weirder than someone who puts ears on.
Peter fucking Pan.
Immediately go to little twinks. Is that on your mind all the time, Louis? Is that your weirdest fantasy?
Peter Pan's an elf, isn't he?
No.
Is he not?
No.
Oh, he's not, is he? Shit.
You just like twinks?
What is Peter Pan?
I don't fucking know. Like some. He's like a
A
fairy.
yeah,
Well,
fairy.
like,
That's it.
yeah,
not an
Tinkerbell's a
elf.
fairy. I guess he's
Who's like a decent like elf character or something?
like, I don't know, fucking like male or female.
I don't know.
You take someone from like The Hobbit or something, Lord of the Rings.
I haven't watched either of those.
Oh my
films.
fucking god! See,
Yeah, elf porn. Nah, mate. It's just weird. It's a red flag.
Right, yeah. See, this thing, I think it's different, and like it's not something that like I'd never be late night elf porn, but I don't think you're a bad person for watching it.
You're not a bad person. You're a weird person.
Why? But why? See, this
It's
is the thing,
weird.
because
What if, right? I'm sorry. What if a girl said to you, right? I've got an elf costume here. We're both gonna dress up. We're both gonna have sex in elf costumes.
Yeah, if Jojo said that, I'd do it. 100%. But why not?
Yeah, but you're picking up for what? Like you say, like a one night stand. You walk in the room and she's in an elf costume and she's like, "There you go, getting it."
Yeah. Like why? Why are you?
You cannot leave that place being like, "Huh, that was weird."
Well, yeah, I might be like, oh yeah, like maybe that's not something I'd do again, but it might be also like, okay, yeah, fuck it. It's like, have a bit of fun. Your sex life is gonna be boring.
Fuck
It's
off.
just gonna be missionary for like 3.5 minutes, and then and then you're gonna finish. She's not, and you're gonna go. That's what your sex life's gonna be like. There.
This one just was an elf.
No, but right, okay. What would you dress up as? Would you ever do that?
Yeah, just not a fucking elf.
See, so what So what would you do?
Oh, fuck, keep knocking it over.
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
Fuck off.
No,
Well, no,
yeah, let's not do that.
I don't know. Give me some examples, and I'll say yes or no.
Fucking hell. Gonna have to pretend like I don't have a full list in my head. Okay, teacher and student.
Hey,
Teacher and student. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's victim. That's noncery. But you're okay with that?
well, no, because we're not nonces.
No, but that's what the thing is that you're.
Moving on.
Yeah. See. Would you rather be the teacher or the student?
I don't mind.
I'd rather be a student. Yeah, that's my weirdest fantasy. I think is the whole.
Okay.
It's not even that weird, but that's my sort of fantasy. Is the
You want to be a victim?
yeah, fuck it. Okay, right. So you're alright with that one.
Yep.
Like housemaid and normal one.
Yep.
See,
That's not fucked up? How's
Well-
that fucked up?
why is elf? Why are we dressing up as an elf and doing bits classed as?
It's just an elf, innit? It's just weird.
Why?
It's just an elf. It's weird.
Why?
How is it? You don't find that weird?
Because it's not like it doesn't hurt anybody. It's not like
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
I suppose.
Furries don't hurt anybody.
They hurt me. Like I like thinking about it hurts me. Right. We need to come to some form of agreement here. What? I'm trying to think of more examples, but my head's gone blank. It's mad that there's going to be record of us being like, yeah, dress up as that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that one. What if this one was like boxer and ring girl?
Yeah.
See, you do that one.
Yeah.
I might think that's weird.
That's cool.
See-
You'd be the ring girl, you would.
Yeah, I might.
Did you ever see was it like a pot noodle advert? And it was a guy, and he was like watching the boxing shows, and he was like, yeah. And you could see like he always wanted to like be in that ring. And then he gets on there on the TV, and you see his like family around the TV, like, yeah, go on. And then you see him like get in the ring as a ring walk on the sign up. It's gonna be you, lad.
All the adverts were sick.
Yeah.
So I remember watching like Bandorito adverts when I was like 8 because they were always like slightly sexual.
Did you watch the I think it was a tango advert. It was really old from the 90s, and it was some guy. You open up a tango, and there was this orange guy who come round, and he like run up to you and he just scream tango, and he would punch you in the face and run off. And then they banned it because people started doing it.
Damn, I don't. I'm gonna see if I can Google it because it rings a bell, but I also might just be pretending in my head.
It might be a
you know what I
different drink, but I think it was tango. Like search like tango like band advert or something.
Orange Man.
Advert 1.
Hello, Tony. I think we might use a video replay here.
Super, Ralph. Let's do that.
Oh, yes, we could be in for a quintessential tango taste sensation here. Why, yes, Tony, let's look again.
Yes, Ralph. The big orange fella ran in from the left, and he gives him a good old slapping.
It just illustrates the bite and buzz. Oh, of real oranges in tango.
Yes, Ralph. Super taste sensation, smashing drink, lovely.
You know when you've been tangoed.
Like, that is similar, but I don't think it was one I've seen.
Wait, James Corden was bullied fat boy in band tango. Oh God, fuck James Corden.
Right.
I used to like him.
Like Gavin and
like Gavin and
Stacey.
Stacey was
Yeah,
good. I
sure.
really enjoyed that, but now he seems like he's sold out a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. 10 most common roleplay fantasies. Let's see which ones you wouldn't do. Because 12 sex roleplay ideas to do now. Boss and employee.
Yeah, that's not weird.
Okay.
It probably just happens as it is.
Oh.
Never mind, just role play.
A massage therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one does bits for me. A stranger. I like that one too.
I feel like for people, if you've got any new listeners,
Yeah.
they're just listening to us. So before we no guest, it's gonna be a weird podcast to listen.
Yeah,
to.
probably, but you know, we're talking about the real shit, alright?
What no one else is talking about.
Would you do bits in public?
No. Oh. I don't know. I might feel like too nervous.
Yeah, I feel like nerves are definitely a part in it.
Depends if it was like in like a really quiet, no one is there place.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just go on the train and just start like
like
that's disgusting. There's also the risky places of like maybe like
Costco bathroom.
Yeah.
Costa.
that's just was a bit grubby as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Like in
pretty
the
gross.
public bathroom,
That's
it's
pretty
like
gross.
we're just gonna catch the disease in that bathroom. Never
Yeah.
mind having sex in there.
Okay. What like? Never mind. Like,
What?
I just don't know how. See this thing. Like, what? Knowing that people I know are gonna see this, it's weird to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, we should probably put a disclaimer that family and friends shouldn't watch this episode.
Oh God, what were you gonna say?
No, nothing. It's just sort of. Would you ever have this conversation with your mum sitting there?
Probably not. I wouldn't probably talk to my mum about my
Exactly.
like roleplay fantasies.
So it's like it's weird now.
Would you rather talk? Hang on. Sorry. Would you rather talk to someone on the internet about this or to your mum?
Yeah, there's the safety, isn't there? Of, like the internet wall.
Mm-hmm.
There's
You can just block them at the end of the day, can't
yeah,
you?
true. I having a conversation with my brother. Have you seen like the Bluetooth vibrators you can get? Like, I think say if I had the control on my phone, Joe just walked through Tesco or whatever. Like, it'd be funny just at home, just woo. Like, I think yeah, that's cool. My brother was like, no, I think it's weird. Do you think? Yeah, do you think that's weird?
No.
See, your idea of what you class as weird there is different to what my brother thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that mean that it's objectively a red flag?
No, because it's my opinion, Yanik.
So-
Right? You don't understand.
Do you think it's like that whole elf thing? Do you think that it's a subjective red flag or an objective red
Objective is elf, mate. It's elf porn.
flag? So it's like it's maid porn. You know what I mean? Like, you're fine for that as long as she, this Latina maid is packing. She's got back. Then it's like it's fine then. The plumber. It's always a funny one.
So, what about we have a particular old friend who we used to know, who sort of distanced himself,
Yeah, and then
and recently we've seen some questionable things
we have seen some questionable things
online.
Uh-huh.
Is that weird?
Knowing him, I think it's odd that he does that, but it's at the same time, it's that's a subjective. Like, I would never do that, and I think it's like, damn, it's sort of just for the views, and at that point, it makes it weird because it's not I don't like. It could be that's his proper personality that he's never shown us, or it could just be a sort of like this new persona that I think that's why I think it's not necessarily bad, but I think it's like that he's done it is because I don't think that is necessarily him. I think he's created.
Really?
I think it's this sort of like fake persona that, you know, it could be him, and I could be completely wrong about whatever I'm saying, but it's just sort of like. I assume you think it's odd.
See, I've got an interesting point here, right?
Go on.
In the van home the other day from work, we were taking some of the guys from work home in the van, and they were talking. One of the guys, Tommy, he's a really funny guy, Tommy.
Big Tom.
And he was talking about how his girlfriend's son, he's very young, and at a young age now they're teaching him about LGBTQ stuff in school at a very young age. And he said he would prefer them to teach them a new language, over teaching them about LGBTQ at such a young age. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, this is an interesting one because I saw a video the other day about a kindergarten, so like a nursery teacher talking about how she came out to her students, and it's like, I think that it's definitely something that needs to be educated, and it definitely needs to be pushed more. But I think there is a certain age because you don't need to be talking about like sexual identity and gender theory when you're like 6. You know what I mean?
He's really funny. He made a good point. He was like, what did he say?
This is about to be homophobic.
No. He was like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna tell it as funny as he said it.
Probably not.
Excuse me. He was like, oh, do you feel a little something in you downstairs or something? I told that completely shit. What else did he say? Fuck.
You just gonna remember half the show.
Honestly, my mind's just gone blank. Give me a second.
Yeah, no
give me a
pressure.
second.
We've just got millions of people watching this video right now.
And he was like, yeah, there's no reason of like pushing it down on them at such a young age because they don't even know about it.
Yeah, they don't know about sex.
And there's no reason to tell them at that age. And you don't have to. It's completely fine if you're a teacher or if you're anyone and you're part of that community, but you don't need to push it on. You don't necessarily need to push it on anyone, especially on young kids yet.
Yeah.
Especially when they don't even know about sex or anything.
No, I think it should be involved. Like, I think there should be a small base and understanding of that, you know, it's okay if you want to, if you don't like the idea, you know, like you see like mommy and daddy or whatever, but you want to have, as a little boy, you like, yeah, that's the thing. As a little boy, you know, like girls are gross, you know what I mean? No matter what, it's like, you know, cooties and, you know, no girls allowed in the club, like that sort of shit. And then as you get older, it's like, okay, I think maybe like 8, it should be sort of like, yeah, okay, you know, it's okay if you want to have a boyfriend or you want to have a girlfriend, no matter what, like you can do what you want and you should be loved and you should accept other people, even if they like different things to you. But I think, you know, when you hit like year 6 or year 7 and you get like actual sex education, I think that's when it should be involved in like that sort of, you know, when you're learning about yourself and like what your body's about to go through and, you know, you're about to all those different changes. I think that's when it should be incorporated properly. But at the same time, I don't know, like, I don't necessarily agree with gender theory. It's quite a controversial thing.
What about it? What do you mean?
Like, you know how you get those, you've obviously got, you know, your pronouns. You got he, him, she, her, they, them, ze, them, Xander. Like, can I see all the different options on Instagram right now? Hang on.
Go on.
Because I know you can't choose your own, I don't think. Or can you?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, can you?
Your own pronouns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course you can.
No,
It's
but
Instagram.
I mean, as in you can't like write your own ones in.
Oh right. Okay.
Oh no. Oh, can you?
You should be able to. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Right. So I just put X in, and you get Z, Zem, Zer.
What does that mean?
Z, Z, Z. Just put it in different like letters. You get E, A, M, ear. Like V, ver, viz, V, ver. Like
What? What does that mean? What?
when neither of us are educated on this
Yeah.
properly, so it is difficult to say. But it's like I think there's a push for inclusivity and LGBTQ being accepted, and I definitely think it is something that should be accepted. And I know it's definitely something that isn't really accepted worldwide, but I think there comes a point where you're trying to do it too much, and you get these things where it's like, what the fuck does that mean? And then you also, it gets to a point of extremeness where you get like age sexual or whatever it was, where it's just like nonsense.
What?
Yeah. What was it? I'm just gonna search pedosexuality to see if it comes up.
It probably will.
Yeah, it's like, is pedophilia a sexual orientation? Pedosexual statement.
No, it's just a mental disorder.
Yep.
It's a pedophilia is not a sexuality. It's a mental disorder. If you like kids, you're fucked up. There's no way around that. If you like kids, you should be castrated or put in prison. There's no way around that.
So the LGBT Foundation made a post on the 14th of August 2019 talking about how we want to make it categorically clear that this is not in any way affiliated with us and is false and misleading. It's no way condones the inclusion of paedophilia as a minority sexual orientation. This image is created in order to smear LGBT Foundation and the communities we serve, and to dissuade LGBT people from seeking support from us. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe like I just don't. At the end of the day, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like I will try my hardest. To if you have these pronouns to call you what you want, because it doesn't hurt me in any way. Like I'm not gonna go home staying up at night being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do what you want, but it's like I'm gonna try my best. If I don't call you like Zem, like how would you put that in a sentence? Yeah, that's what Zer said. I don't get angry at me if I fuck it up. I need to stop fucking on the table.
What's your opinion on the whole, like, when people say there are only two genders? What do you think about that?
I get the idea behind, it's that sort of like that not feeling like you fit in. And I get that idea of this gender isn't really me.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know. This is something that I am truly uneducated about. And I also feel like it's dangerous to have an opinion on this. Because if you say that, yes, there are only two genders, you're going to get hate. Mm-hmm. But then saying that you have the opposite side is, lad, what's your opinion? You can get cancelled, not me.
It is definitely a tricky one, because it's very like walking on eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because is it just, it's sort of, you can say that the only gender is male or female, and you can base that on what sexual organs do you have?
Yeah.
What are your chromosomes? Do you have two X chromosomes? Do you have an X and a Y chromosome? So biologically, does that mean there's only men and women?
Yeah, that's like the sex, isn't it?
Yeah, but then what do you identify as? Like, if you want to call yourself someone else, it's a free will, isn't it? Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Do what makes you happy. But is there also that biological thing of there are only men and women? There's two sides to that argument.
So I just googled why are there more than two genders, and yes, there are more than two genders. Yes, even if we're talking about the whole sex equals gender thing, I've never once believed sex equals gender. We all have elbows after all, but that doesn't mean we are elbows.
What?
Yeah, that's not a good start to this thingy.
See, if I'm trying to give an opinion on this, I want to give it as much as from a looking at the whole point of view. So you will have to sort of take into account people who are very like passionate on that sort of subject of there are more than two genders, and that's completely fine. But you have to look at both ends of the spectrum at the end of the day to sort of make a good calculated argument. So I don't know. I can't give a conclusive answer yet. I would like to. I'd probably say I lean maybe more towards the biologically it's male and female, but you can class yourself as whatever you want to do, wherever you want to be. Because it's not like there's multiple chromosomes that we have. We don't have like a Z and A chromosome.
Pardon, say that bit again?
It's not like we have like a Z and A chromosome.
No. Well, you get like... So, I've been reading this. There's a thing called intersex, which is where they can be born with multiple different like types of genitalia, or they can have like, a vagina on the outside but have testicles inside their body, or they can have a dick but also have ovaries.
Whoa,
so like...
That's weird.
Yeah, it's like, damn. I suppose that is a sort of... I think there's no proof in the sense of other people just being like, well, I'm not really feeling that, so I'm going to be this. I feel like that there is proof of that. There is, I can scan and see that I've got, testicles in my stomach, but I have a vagina, so like that. There's something, I'm not really male or female here.
Yeah.
I think the rest, it's just sort of like...
Yeah, that's going to be a very, like, 1%, less than 1% of the population. That's going to be extremely rare.
Yeah.
I think we're sort of addressing other people who are like, not transgender, but the ones who are like the Z's, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Google, what does that mean?
Yeah, I was just Googling it. It's a sort of gender Zemza is a set of gender neutral pronouns that some people and or organizations have adopted. So Z and its variations are gender neutral pronouns that can be used to refer to people who are non-binary, gender fluid, genderqueer, trans, and or don't identify with the gender binary. Right. What is the difference between non-binary, gender fluid, genderqueer, and don't identify with the gender binary? Like, I know what trans is,
Yeah.
Right, let's Google what genderqueer means.
So, with gender fluid, how do you just go from male to female?
I guess you just sort of...
How you just wake up and be like, yo, I'm a male today? How does that work, though?
Right. So, genderqueer is similar to non-binary, but a slightly different meaning. Genderqueer is denoting or relating to a person who does not subscribe to conventional gender distinctions, but identifies with neither, both, or a combination of male and female genders.
What?
That's...
Do you think that some people sort of just do it for the sake of doing it? Like maybe they think that they sort of want to fit into that crowd and they feel like they sort of, to be part of that people,
yeah,
they sort of have to do it.
You're probably going to find people like that in all different like bandwagons and different things.
What?
I was reading it as it itself a neo-pronoun. They're sometimes referred
What's
to...
a neo-pronoun? What was a neo-pronoun?
I think a neo-pronoun is like these... Let's Google it. Neo-pronouns are a category of neologistic English... I don't even know how to fucking pronounce that. Neologistic English third-person personal pronouns beyond he, she, they, one, and it.
Beyond?
Yeah, so like other than. So I guess like... Right, let's see if I can get a list.
What? It just seems like it's overcomplicated. Maybe I'm being very close-minded, being very ignorant.
Maybe. we could just be super fucking stupid about this, and
But there is also the like. You're just going a bit too far.
yeah. What? Right, where? Oh my god. I'm trying to find a fucking list. Why aren't you just giving me a list? No, I don't. I'm not shopping. What? Oh, wow, okay.
What?
This can't be real.
Read it out.
There are too many to read out, but there's different categories. So we have non-themed, animals, magical, dreamy, tech, scary,
No,
plants,
That's not real.
Pokemon.
that can't be real.
There's no.
That must be like some like video game.
Well, no. This is definitely. All right, let's go to LGBTQ centered pronouns, UNF. Right. So common pronouns: the he, she, them. Near pronouns: sie, them, em, sie, zim, viva, ni, nem. I feel like I'm speaking German.
Yeah.
So,
Me name.
Nous allons, vous allez.
That's French.
Yeah, I know. I forgot the German ones, so I said the French ones. This seems, this is definitely a real thing, like an actual article.
Right, okay.
That one felt a bit satirical.
Yeah. That definitely was.
See, now the question becomes, what's the difference between sie, zim, and viva? Let's find out.
It's just messing with my head, man.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this should be taught in schools? When like people are being taught about LGBTQ, do you feel like this should be like taught about? This whole Z-Zim, whatever, what, I don't even know.
This is the tricky part.
I'm gonna say no for that bit. I don't think that bit should be taught about. I'd say like people have whatever pronouns they want. Like I don't think you need to. You could do better things in terms of teaching them about that, I think, than maybe what all these different pronouns mean.
Sorry, say that bit again.
I feel like you could probably spend more time productively in the curriculum, like teaching about other things about LGBTQ that maybe might inform a bit more than just going through these list of pronouns and what they mean.
Yeah.
Get an exam on pronouns. What the fuck?
I'd fail. So there's a thing here, just talking about sex and the gender. So a person's gender is how they identify internally and how they express this externally. People may use clothing, appearances, and behaviors to express the gender they identify with. And sex is a person's sex is typically based on certain biological factors, such as their reproductive organs, genes, and hormones. So with that, your gender is more of your personality.
Right.
And your sex is what you have. That's what I'm getting from that.
Right, okay.
And so these are different ways of expressing your own personality. Does it come down to a point of we need to be different? I think when you say there are 78 genders, that's a point where it's like, I need to be different. We need to be unique. Instead of, I don't want to, I'm not normal. Or like, I don't, like, you might not, I feel bad for the people who don't identify with the sex they have, and that's sort of like the stress and shit from that, because I imagine that constant feeling of not fitting in must be shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get this, and I feel like,
yeah, I think that's a bit too far. Me personally, maybe I'm being very conservative with my views.
Potentially.
But 78 is just kind of like, what?
Right, see, no, but this is the thing I don't get. So we have gender outlaw, which is apparently a gender. A person who identifies as a gender outlaw refuses to allow society's definition of male or female to define them.
But that's not all the same. Is that not the same with the others?
Then the next one of, where is it? of genderqueer, a person who identifies as genderqueer has a gender identity or expression that is not the same as society's expectations.
It's the same.
So it's like the gender outlaw, I don't want to be defined by male or female, and the other one is female doesn't define me. Like,
It's a very slight difference.
yeah.
Okay.
But masculine of center, a person who uses the term is usually a lesbian or trans person who leans more toward omnigender.
Omnigender.
So what's Ben 10?
What? What? I don't get this.
Right. So you got transgender, you know, the people who have different sex, and then you have polygender who identify multiple genders, and then you've got omnigender who has them all. Right? You got like the evolution stage.
Ultimate intelligence.
Yeah.
What?
Two-spirit. Two-spirit is an umbrella term that encompasses different sexualities and genders in indigenous Native American communities. There are many different definitions of two-spirit, and indigenous Native American people may or may not use this term to describe their experiences and feelings of masculinity and femininity. This is a cultural term that was reserved for those who identify as an indigenous Native American. The idea of saying those who identify as that makes it sound that you get a choice.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Like I feel like you either are or you aren't an indigenous Native American.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I can't understand this, man.
Yeah, this is.
Maybe we should get someone who's an expert.
Yeah, we should. We need to get someone. We got like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Connor Flood would probably understand this more than us. You know what I mean, like someone from that group, like Eliza.
Yeah.
That's not even like me shitting on them. Like I
Yeah,
genuinely think that
they
they would know
would.
more than
They
me
would.
than this. I don't care. Just do what you want. Don't
literally.
hurt me. You know what I mean? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt other people. And
You don't need to like force it down other people's throat at the end of the day.
yeah, people. It's like that with everything, though. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
people always say about like vegan and gay people. Like, you know, you can be a normal gay person or you can shove it down my throat, and it's like, well, it's not. It's not just those two things. You know what I mean? In anything, if you shove anything down anyone's throat, then it's like, I can't be arsed with you. Like, if we take, for example, my birthday, which is, you know, today, as the birthday boy,
Yeah.
I feel like that is something that should be allowed to be shoved down people's throats because it's my special day.
You got any birthday wishes? Ask for anything for your birthday?
No, not really. There's nothing I particularly wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe money for, like, summer. Like,
You're not going to any festivals or anything, are you?
no, but I'm going to Amsterdam after the fight.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So I might not be spending money there.
Money there, yeah.
And also just so I can scam Lego.com. Mad if that Finn bought the Falcon.
Yeah.
If that works, then that'd be sick.
Do you want to end that there?
Yeah, how long have we been going for? I feel like we just went on a bit of a rant.
Yeah, that's
like
an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, alright, sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Episode.
I feel like we need to preface that we are very uneducated in the shit we talk about, and it's
the name of the name of the podcast is literally like a
a precursor. Of like
a warning.
Yeah,
Disclaimer.
a disclaimer. Yeah,
That's the word.
We aren't going to be right about a lot of the shit we talk about because we also have no real life experience to a point. So, if there is anything that you disagree with what we say, then
There's no comment.
Yeah, I suppose in a constructive manner.
Yeah,
it's like
we're open to like people's opinions. Like I'm interested. I'm interested to have those sort of conversations. Like if I'm wrong on a subject, then tell me. Like tell me your opinion.
But you also have to be open to our opinion.
Yep.
And the idea that this is just our opinion that like we like I tried to say multiple times I don't care for the most part, you know what I mean?
Just do you, innit?
Yeah, you do you and do what makes you happy as long as it's safe, legal, and you know everyone consents. Also, yeah, I feel like this is a good thing to put in like the description of if like anything we talk about does trigger you or whatever, you know, go to like there'll be links in the description for like foundations and shit, people who have actual education in those sort of things that we can't provide.
But for the most part, I hope you enjoyed the episode.
We pulled that off well, to be fair. Even though we both couldn't be fucking up.
No, yeah, we started this episode like before recording, like fuck this.
This is what it'll be though. You gotta be consistent with it though, bro.
True. Well,
The results will come.
yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening. If you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts,
Download, rate the thing 5 stars, please.
au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.